As I grew older, when I became aware of what she was doing to me, I was like, you know what, mommy? Tuogere. Let's talk. I don't like how you love me. Your love hurts me. She looked me in the eye and said, it's all I know.
This is Here Now, exploring mental health in Uganda. This program is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional diagnosis or treatment. If you or someone you know is in immediate danger, please seek help at the nearest health facility. We'll be dealing with depression and anxiety in Uganda, trauma, domestic violence, substance use and abuse, and also the role that faith and culture plays in mental health. Thank you. Welcome again to Here Now with Stella, founder of Ikunde. We are doing a series on mental health in Uganda, and I'm very privileged to have one of our own actresses, both screen and stage. And I will let her introduce herself, but just a reminder that this is an educational conversation. Do not use it for diagnosis or treatment, and any information that is shared is purely to inform and raise awareness about mental health and possibly mental illness. The topic that we're discussing today is domestic violence and how that actually affects us. If you know anything about emotional trauma, if you're coming from an unstable home, that really almost lives with you your entire life, unless, of course, you treatment. But the hope is that it's all absolutely treatable, and you don't have to have it all figured out. So I welcome you, darling Aaliyah. Thank you so much for being with us, and just let our audience know who you are.
Thank you, Stella, for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Nantabaazi Viola Aaliyah. I'm an actress, a writer, a stage actress as well. So I'm very happy to be here to share on a topic I kind of relate to. Yeah, so I'm very happy to share.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So yes, as I'm researching and meeting people, honestly, on an everyday basis, there are so many people who come from abusive households. That could be mentally, could be emotionally, it could be physical. And there's also a culture of either denial, not knowing, or simply covering up. What is your experience in that area, domestic violence and homes in Uganda especially? Is that something that you would say, yes, it's there? Is that something we need to be aware of?
Thank you. It's something we need to be aware of, but it's something we've actually normalized to the point that we have women in our cultures that say, "Omusajja baba tankubembera ndabatanjagala." I'm sure you've heard of that statement.
I am going to translate this for the audience, for those who don't speak Luganda. This is a group of women who believe that if you're not beaten, if you're not battered by your husband, then maybe you're not loved.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart. And it's true and it's real.
We have these groups of women to the point that they've normalized this violence. They've normalized it to the point that they interpret it as love. To them, it's a form of love. But this is something that affects us. It affects them. It drives their kids crazy. Like if a child is growing up in that environment, believe it or not, you are damaging them in the worst way possible.
I want to say that for a minute because these are innocent children that didn't suddenly ask for this, that they found themselves in that situation.
Exactly. And in most cases, when these kids, like whenever they witness this violence, they start relating to it.
Yes.
This is something they're getting extremely comfortable around to the point that when they grow up, they're going to look for these patterns in their partners. They get so affiliated. Should I use affiliated?
Yes, yeah. It's familiar.
Yeah, it's familiar.
familiar.
They get so familiar with this violence to the point that they themselves are going to be very abusive, because this is a pattern they know. They know, I am not going to be this, I have to be this. My mother was this, I have to be this. Or in other cases, they're like, oh, my mother was this, I don't want to be that. But they don't know how to get away from that. They don't know how to get out of that. So they start looking for their own way out, which sometimes is a little toxic as well.
Oof. Yes. Gosh, I just want to ponder back on this. Think about a child, and this I studied in school. You become your environment. If you're in a peaceful, calm, encouraging environment, these are the kids that prosper. These are the kids that thrive. If you're in an environment that is abusive, no love, or shouting and yelling or alcoholism, then that's still normal to you. And so as a grown up, you pick those things, you do those things,
give out what you know, you give what you're familiar with. That's
you give what you
believe.
have. Yes.
I had an encounter with a child.
Oh, okay.
This, I believe, was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. It's a few years back. And she was crying. I didn't know how to comfort her. So I was like, should I give you a hug? I gave her this hug. It lasted for around a minute. It was the longest hug. Like when I got out of it, there was mucus all over my shoulders, tears and stuff. But when she was very calm and she started explaining what was happening, she told mommy what she wanted, but mommy disregarded it. And she felt so betrayed. She was like, mommy didn't give me, mind you, this was a loving mommy. That for a fact, I know. The fact that she cried over something someone would consider small,
Yes.
it means the family was loving, but mommy was distant in that very moment.
Yes. And you wonder why.
It's obviously from maybe stress or whatever mommy was going through at that moment. But this child explained what she wanted from mommy to the point that all she needed was a hug to calm down. And as she was explaining, I realized, we need to exercise soft parenting. We need to exercise patience with these kids.
Yes.
Because much as we want to disregard it, they have emotions.
They
They
do.
are very active. They are very aware of what is happening around them.
They do. And guys, it could be as small and as little as a hug. Aaliyah hugged a baby and she smiled. And you don't know what you did in that moment. Sometimes it's all we need.
To this day, she still calls me Auntie Aaliyah. Like whenever she sees me, she's like, this is the hug lady.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh.
It's a hug lady. Like, Auntie Aaliyah. They run in for a hug. Like they express themselves. It is so beautiful. And that often, like, it clicks in every now and then to, we should really pay attention to our kids.
Yes.
As parents out there, yes, you're going through something. Yes, you have stress. Your child is as important. Her emotions are as valid as yours.
And just remember, you're making or breaking these children. You're making or breaking them. Whatever it is that you do, they will mirror that.
Exactly.
If you're a calm person, they'll become calm. And the other thing I read something the other day that said, sometimes how we love our children is not how they receive love.
Yes. Sometimes how you want to receive love is not how you are loved. We all have different ways we want to receive love. I'll give you a scenario. This is something so personal.
Yes.
And
I appreciate you sharing it.
This was between me and my mom. We've kind of had like a hot and cold relationship from when I was still young. This is a lady that grew up in an abusive home. Abusive to the point that she got so comfortable in this abuse, destruction and stuff that it's what she knows.
Yeah.
So her beating you is a form of love. I mean, she would tell you, I'm disciplining you. I'm giving you what you don't have.
Preparing you for the future.
But like as I grew older, when I became aware of what she was doing to me, I was like, you know what, mommy? Tuogere. Let's talk. I don't like how you love me. Your love hurts me. She looked me in the eye and said, It's all I know. Like, I appreciated her for an African parent. If you know African parents, they don't open up. They'd rather be bitter till the end. But she said, it's all I know.
First of all, not to stop you, but I want to recognize and sit in this moment where a parent and child are going through realness, openness, vulnerability, where a child is open enough to say to a parent, Mommy, I don't like how you love me. And mom is able to say, that's all I know. This is why this podcast exists. You don't have to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
You don't. And just remember to exercise love and patience.
Patience.
Wow, that's powerful.
Patience for an African parent.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's a process, by the way, because
Yes.
she still runs back to what she knows. Because each time you try to bring her out of what she's familiar with, she goes back to what she knows.
Yes.
So we kind of, when I became a parent myself, I told her, you know what, we're going to write each other letters.
Oh.
Each time you feel something is overwhelming, let's write each other letters. She writes you a letter, I write her a letter. My daughter writes to me as well. Mommy, this. So I am trying to help my mother while I heal.
Yes.
Because she too needs therapy, and I've tried as much as I can to make sure she stays in therapy.
Yeah.
In our society, therapy is not something that is normalized. Sometimes they mock it as a cool kid, cool person thing. Because when we come to mental illnesses here in Uganda, it is something that is often disregarded. Someone to admit that they mentally, emotionally need help, they'd rather
It's a
complain
weakness.
about something else.
Yeah. Wow. And thank you so much for doing this, because this is exactly the use of this podcast, is to say that we're here. We're here to listen. We're here to educate and learn ourselves and seek help, because really we need to be grounded in order to face our tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the in here and now is what we have, and when you're present. And so I appreciate you saying that. The other thing that comes to mind as you're talking is, so how does the Ugandan community deal with domestic violence, deal with, that whole home violence? Is that something that they're open to? So for example, if you're a woman and you're in a battered relationship and you need help, is there a place you could go?
Yes, at the moment, I'm thankful to the government and all the associations that are out there to help women in domestic violences. But as much as they exist, so many women would rather keep quiet because it's easier said than done. It's easier. Someone may say, why don't you just leave? It's not that easy, because this is a pattern. They know they face blackmail all the time. What if I leave and I die? What if I leave and my children this? So the associations are out there to help these women, but they are yet to teach women how to receive this help they're offering.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is that even though places are there to seek help, individuals are not, because either of the stigma,
The stigma.
or the fear of being seen as the battered woman, and really what this is doing for our children is we're creating a generation of broken people.
Oh yeah, broken, emotionally unstable, very insecure people.
Yeah.
Because these women and society itself judges them. Because why didn't you sit back? We have these older people in the society that will tell you, oh, we also went through that. Did we die? No, we didn't. We are supposed to uphold our marriages. Your image. Like we're often told to put our husbands' images before ours. So they're like, okay, naswazo. Literally, that translates to you're going to embarrass this man. You're going to embarrass your family. So all that makes them stay back.
Yeah. Wow.
They wouldn't want to seek help and destroy their families, destroy their kids. But the kids already destroyed. Mentally,
Absolutely.
emotionally.
Absolutely.
The kid is abused in so many bad ways.
And that's why I'm doing the series on mental health, because physical anything, you see it it's either broken, swollen leg or red eye, emotional distress is not visible. So these kids are suffering inside, but we don't know and we can't know, or women or children or whoever it is. And so thank you so much for coming to honestly, shed light on these. If there is one thing you would leave with our audience, what advice would you give to someone?
Advice I would give to people out there: mental illness does not involve only this specific gender, only the young. It involves everyone. The moment you acknowledge that I actually need help, that is step one to healing. It's a journey. You're not going to be okay in one day.
Yes.
You're not going to be okay in one session of therapy. No, it's a journey. And the moment you acknowledge that, yes, I'm going to take the first step, and that is acknowledging that, oh, it's not just a swollen leg. It's not just a black eye. My mind is abused. My emotions are abused. The courage, you need to get the courage to get the help. If possible, you can report these abusers, which takes a lot of courage too.
Yeah. Because you don't know who you're reporting to and if they will listen.
The other advice I give is that let's pay attention to our children.
Yes.
Other than having a generation of very insecure people that is coming up because they're coming from abusive families, they are emotionally distant and closed off. Let's pay attention to the kids we are raising. The moment, teach them this is not good.
Yes.
This is bad. Hold conversation with your children. This helps them know, create safe spaces, not authoritative spaces. Create safe spaces for your children, for your child to know, oh, I'm not talking to mommy right now. I'm talking to someone I need. Someone who's going to teach me, help me. I'm not talking to daddy. No, I'm talking to a friend. Yeah, we need that type of environment in our homes and society at large.
Well, thank you so much for coming to share your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences. And thank you so much for sharing your personal experience, because I felt like from these real stories, real people, real conversations, we will together create an environment that is conducive,
True.
that is healthier than it is right now.
Yeah.
And yes, if there's domestic violence in a home, then your mental health is compromised and most likely could end up in mental illness.
Yes.
So thank you so much for doing that. And, if you're a woman out there, if you're in a bad relationship, if you grew up in an abusive home, I want you to remember one thing and one thing alone. You are not your abuse. You're not your situation. You're not your past.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. You're not weak. You're not broken. Okay, you're becoming. The first thing I encourage you to do is seek help if you can. But also remember who you are. You're a person, you're a child of God if you believe in God, and that the only thing that is real to you is here now. And so make every moment count. You do not have to have it all figured out. I'll meet you here now. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Stella.
darling. Thank you for coming.